Hey guys, Larios here. I'm back with another video, and this time it is a unboxing, a very special unboxing. This is the last Beyblade Burst new product that's just been released, unboxing that we're gonna be doing because yeah, the last Beyblade just released for Beyblade Burst, and even though this is nice that they wrote thank you under here. I did do the unboxing video for this, definitely check that out. And they did include this, announcing some kind of announcement, I'm assuming on March 21st. Yeah, this is, like I said, I already unboxed the actual last Beyblade that was released. I just felt like this is more appropriate for the last Beyblade Burst unboxing. I might buy other Beyblade Burst. I'm gonna be buying more Beyblade Burst stuff that I still want to add to my collection. But this is like the last new product that is released. So it's the last unboxing of that kind of nature. Like this just got released, It's like that. That's what I mean. So yeah, it's pretty emotional, 7 years of Beyblade Burst. And the way that I'm gonna set up this video is I'm gonna have this first half just basically be the unboxing, and the last half a little bit of a reminiscing, thinking back on Beyblade Burst and all of that. I don't want this to be too long because it is almost 2 a.m. right now and I am tired. But yeah, so for those of you that just want to just be here for the unboxing, I'm just gonna get that out of the way, and then I'm gonna go into talk. So if you guys want to listen to some memories and some of my own thoughts on Beyblade Burst as a whole, definitely stick for the second half of the video because I do got a lot to say. But I just felt like this was definitely more appropriate to end the Beyblade Burst than this Beyblade, mostly because this is how Beyblade Burst started, with Valkyrie and Spriggan, and also Kirby's and Ragnarok. But it just felt natural and better to do this as the last release. So I'm not sure why they decided to have this be the December release instead of this set. I did hear rumors just because they wanted this set to be released in time for the holiday seasons, so that way it could sell more. And then they kind of just threw this in at the end of December. Again, I did unbox this, definitely check that video out. But yeah, it's a little weird that they did that, and I was gonna buy this last month, but I've been really busy and I ended up forgetting it came out. And then when I bought this Beyblade, or pre-ordered it, I remembered I had to buy this, so these two actually came together a few days ago. I just haven't had a chance to open them yet. So yeah, makes sense for this to be the last release instead of the other Beyblade, and that is also why I'm doing this as the last Beyblade Burst unboxing. But well, again, that's of a new release. But again, with all that said, we got Spriggan here, Burst Spriggan and Ultimate Valkyrie. I'm a little bit upset that they went with this set. It makes sense, but we already have an Ultimate Valkyrie, so it kind of feels pointless doing another Ultimate Valkyrie, but we'll get to that in a minute. We also got a new Belial part over there, so that's going to be pretty interesting. Just to explain the Burst Ultimate information. And then right up here, we got information about all the Spriggans that is infused into this. And then here on this side, we got some information about all the Valkyries fused into this. So that's pretty cool. So here we have a dual spin and Burst Ultimate and Dynamite as well. And it's talking about the two modes for left and right spinning. So here we got Burst Spriggan. So Spriggan 2, Burst 8. And what is really interesting here is that they decided to go with a spread dash and then F dash. So this is where it gets really interesting for me, because like I said, we have the other Ultimate Valkyrie. In fact, I have it right over here. but I'll be bringing that out later. So this Valkyrie though comes with different parts. So we got obviously the Valkyrie 2, we've got Ultimate, and then we got a 9 armor. But then we have a wing dash. So wing dash is pretty interesting, and then we got an Excel dash. These two parts are, and I think the armor might be different too. They're different than what we had with the original Ultimate Valkyrie, and I really like that they went this route for very specific reasons. And then we got the Belial part here. So yeah, with all that said, there's nothing else in here. So let's just get started with this. You know, it is pretty emotional that Beyblade Burst has now ended. It's 7 years of Beyblade. It's the longest running Beyblade series. So we got Burst Spriggan there, and Ultimate Valkyrie is gonna be on this side. Just so that you guys can see that, just because it is the last one. Oh, I guess not. I guess it says Burst Spriggan. Interesting. Okay. Oh, cool. I didn't really realize this. I thought that the advertisement slip came only with this Beyblade. I haven't really done any unboxing I haven't seen any unboxing videos for this set. So I'm pretty surprised they also included that. But then we got over here the stickers. So that's pretty cool. And then here we have them, the last Beyblades. So let's get rid of this first. Okay, so this is to change Spriggan's spin direction. We probably have like so many of these now when it comes down to like actual ripcords, and then just all the other Spriggans that doesn't come with a ripcord. So there's just been a lot of these, but I do really like the color for this. It's pretty cool. And then we got that part for Belial. So it looks like it's supposed to attach to the driver. This is free spinning, so it's pretty cool. I really like how this looks, not bad. I wonder if you can take this out. It looks like it might be possible. I'm not really going to try though, because it is late and we have way more important things to talk about. But it might be possible. I just don't want to risk breaking it either. But let's get on with Ultimate Valkyrie, since this is a Beyblade we already have. So here we have XL Dash, and I love this driver. So it's really cool. We got a Dash version of it. Not sure if we had one before though. I don't think so, but pretty light and just a classic, just literally a classic. And then we got what I'm calling Wing Dash. I might be butchering it, but this really makes me so happy. They redid Wing, and yeah, this is so cool. This is so nostalgic, honestly. Like, I feel like this is a little bit more nostalgic than the first Valkyrie. Sorry, the first Ultimate Valkyrie that we got. And then we have Ultimate Valkyrie. Oh man, this is so sad. It's the last set for Beyblade Burst. I feel like the blue here is so much different. It looks like darker. But yeah, this is emotional for me, knowing that this is the last one for Beyblade Burst. But I mean, oh wow, this is tight. At least it is confirmed we are getting a 4th generation. Now, I don't know if that 4th generation is really releasing next year in 2023, or if this is promoting a retrospective or a look back, or, well, that is a retrospective, or like an event or something like that. And then maybe in 2024 or 2025, we're going to get the new generation. But I don't really think so based off of the information people have been saying. So it does seem like we are getting that new generation, the 4th generation, either next year or late next year or very early 2024. But we'll wait and see. You know, March will be here in a few months, so we'll wait and see. But here we have the new Ultimate Valkyrie. And this is just so beautiful. But now it's time for the actual final Beyblade. And it is Spriggan. I wasn't always a big fan of Spriggan, but Spriggan's a really cool Beyblade in general. So it's not bad. So here we got spread. As you can see, it's got that little tip right there. And it's a spread edge, or sorry, spread dash. Pretty cool. And then, crap. Sorry, that's not spread. That's fusion. I'm so sorry, fusion. And then we have spread over here. Honestly, this looks like oval in a way, but yeah, spread. This is now spread dash, which looks really, really cool. And now here we have it, the last layer, guys. Burst Spriggan. And honestly, calling the last Beyblade Burst, I love that. That is almost as sweet as this saying thank you. So yeah, if there is like a little like thank you message in here, I have no idea because I didn't see that, but here we have it, guys. It's almost like a golden light, like you're holding a golden light. It's so beautiful. But yeah, the last layer, Burst Spriggan. Okay, it's on, I believe that's spin mode. This is honestly really emotional for me. I mean, 7 years. Wow, this does not want to go. Oh, I guess it is locked in somehow, but here we go. So I'm gonna put this aside here for a minute because I want to get out the other versions of Valkyrie and Spriggan, and then we can talk. So guys, here we have them, the original single layer Beyblades for Beyblade Burst. Look how small they are. These were so fun. I'm not gonna get into the retrospective just yet. We're still in the unboxing part of it, but just look how beautiful these were and still are. I remember, where is it? Well, we'll talk about this in a little bit, but right over here, that black thing, yeah, they didn't really do much with things like that. With Valkyries, I believe it's right up here, but there's always an easier way to find out. Yep, right over here. They didn't really do a lot of things with that. I guess it was supposed to do something with the app. I don't really remember, but it didn't really go anywhere. But this is how they started, and then this is how they end. Just look at that difference. And yes, I took this time to also flip it so that Spriggan would be on left spin mode, just because of the color scheme, since Spriggan is mostly red anyway. So, but yeah, this is how they start and how they end. It's almost like elementary school and then college onwards. And in a way, that kind of is a little similar to us, my age group, because I'm in my 20s. So, started in high school. Like, literally, I just turned 26, and Beyblade Burst came out 7 years ago. So, in a way, kind of like that. And then the Metal Saga was coming out when I was in middle school, I think. So, pretty emotional, especially for this channel, because this channel started over 10 years ago. So, yeah, Beyblade has been a very, very big part of my life, and it goes back even further than that, because when I was in elementary school, the plastic gen was finishing, or was in the middle of the plastic gen. So, but sadly, I never really got those. I've told that story many times in many videos. I only had one Beyblade for most of my life, and that was a Dragoon Storm. But anyway, that's going to a retrospective. Let's focus on this, and then we can talk about that. So, what is really, really cool, and actually, let me just get the other Ultimate Valkyrie here so that we can compare it. So, yes, I was right. As you can see right over here, it is very different than the original one, and this one is also clear instead of blue. So they did change the colors a little bit, and I know that the stickers are also a slightly different color. The red is also much darker here, but overall, is it just me, or yeah, it's just me. I was gonna say this looked a little bit in a different angle, but no, it's not. So on top of that, so this is what I think that this version is so much better, because the original Ultimate Valkyrie, this one, right, that's the armor he came with. Actually, I think it is the same armor. Yeah. Yep, it is. Okay, so the armor is definitely still the same, but the colors here are different. But, sorry, my throat's just been really dry. We got the Legacy disc here. But with this Ultimate Valkyrie, we got a Wing Dash disc. Now, what is very special about Wing is that Wing was the first disc that we got with the original Valkyrie. So they went and redid Wing so that it can fit in the Burst Ultimate format, and I think that that's just so beautiful. I mean, just look at the size difference between these two as well. So yeah, the new Wing with the old Wing. And yeah, I really gotta polish my metal wheels, as you can see. Like, look how shiny that is. And then it's slightly shiny, matte shiny, but... And yeah, so it's really, really cool. I mean, this can still come on this one. If we put it in high mode, let me go do that real quick. So here we have the new Ultimate Valkyrie with the original Wing and the XL dash. So again, it works. It just looks really funny. But then here it is, the original Ultimate Valkyrie with also on high mode, with the new Wing disc on high mode with the original XL. So it's very different, as you guys can see. Now let me just put this down in low mode so you guys can see how that's gonna look. So here it is back in low mode with the new wing disc. So this is just very nostalgic for me. And the same can be said for Spriggan. Again, look how small this is compared to it. So Spriggan with the spread, we're just gonna do that pretty quickly. So this is it in low mode with the new spread, right? And I don't know, it's just so sad that Beyblade Burst has been ending. I'll be right back. So here we have, sorry, I was gonna say Ultimate Spriggan, but here we have Burst Spriggan with the original dash. This looks pretty cool. And I mean, honestly, let's see if this can actually work. I don't think it will. Oh, well, kind of does. So just for comparison, so that's how that looks. And these stickers are starting to peel off a little. But yeah, old spread, new spread. It's just, all right, we're almost done with this. We're gonna put this back. I just want to compare these two here. Old spread, new spread. All right, let's get him back together. We're gonna end the unboxing part and then we will look at the retrospective. All right, Spriggan, Burst Spriggan is back in its regular form, right spin mode as well. And this is it, guys. The end of Beyblade Burst, 7 years of Beyblade Burst. And I just want to say real quick, I really love how they basically did what they did with Ultimate Valkyrie and put all of the different Spriggans together. I mean, like, we got the S here from Storm Spriggan. We've got the axes here from some of the other ones. Same design. Like, I just really like how they incorporated all of the other Spriggans here. Like, this is from Spriggan with Cream. Like, it's just so well done and so thought out. Like, it's just so nostalgic in so many ways. This is very beautiful. So thank you, Beyblade Burst, and Takratomi for doing a tribute to your own series like this. This is really well. So thank you guys as well for watching this unboxing. As you can see, there's still more to the video. This is where we're going to be kind of going to the retrospective, so I'll be right back. So to fully end the unboxing part, I just wanted to do this. I am sorry, first of all, that I'm missing one Spriggan. I have not bought the set yet that it comes with. That's one of the things that I still want to buy. But so here it is, all of the Spriggans minus one, the one that should be right between these two. So all the Spriggans. And now let's just do Valkyrie real quick. And here's all the Valkyries. I have all of the Valkyries except for you know, a QuadStrike Valkyrie, just because it's basically just a different mode, so there's really no point in getting another one. But yeah, so all the Valkyries. And yes, as you can see, I went with the ultimate, the new Ultimate Valkyrie one, just because it's part of the set. And here we have all of them. All of the Valkyries and all of the Spriggans minus one Spriggan. So here you have it, guys. 7 years worth of Beyblade Burst. Obviously, I bought all of the ones I can. This isn't everything. I have a lot of videos and a lot of Beyblade Burst stuff. But just, you know, as the legacy, this is, especially with Valkyrie, because again, we're missing one Spriggan. 7 years. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this unboxing, rate, comment, subscribe. But with all that said, thank you guys for watching my unboxing videos. And, you know, hopefully with the new generation, those will continue. But let's just quickly talk a little bit, reminisce a little bit about Beyblade Burst. And I'm not going to try to make this too long. I remember still, like I said, for me, Beyblade is very important. It's been a part of my entire life. Um, and I always remember I always loved Beyblade, but I only was able to get one Beyblade when I was really little, and that was Dragoon Storm or Storm Dragoon, which I still have. And then when the Metal Saga came out, I was so excited. I kept following it a little bit in Japan, but mostly only when it came to the West is when I started to buy them. I didn't really buy um, any Metal Saga base from Japan. I tried once, but it turns out the two I bought was a Storm Pegasus and Lightning Owl Drago. Those were actually fake, so I got mad and tossed them out. Um, but then when it came to the West, I started buying them, and then when we got to the Metal Saga, uh, Metal Fury, they started butchering the Beyblades, and then at that point, I'm like, all right, well, I now know how to buy stuff from Japan, so let me just get it, the 4D base from Japan. So that's what I did, and then from then on, I just kept buying. Um, I didn't really get anything with Shogun Steel. Don't really remember why. I guess it wasn't really working, or I just wasn't able to find them. But then when Beyblade Burst got announced, and I got super excited because it was kind of like a teaser image similar to this. And I still remember seeing that image. I was on the WBO, I believe, and in church, and I just saw that image. It was like of a line artwork or of Valkyrie, and I was just so excited to see this. And then they released like a full like image and all that, and I was just so excited. So this Beyblade right here is very iconic now, and it is just so special for me. But then obviously when we got up to the God series, like it just kept progressing, getting so much better. But around this time is where I had to take like a 2.5 year break, or a 2 year break from buying Beyblade, so that I could buy some records, because I started collecting records as well and paying off my school debts as well too. Um, so I had to kind of put Beyblade on a pause. But then last October, I came back, bought just about everything else that I was missing, not including the sets because those are a little bit more expensive, but the singles and the boosters, I bought all of those, with the exception of a few that I still have to buy. And I was really hoping we would get a seventh season, and I'm so thankful to God that we did get a seventh season of Beyblade Burst, because I was able to follow the hype with everyone for that. But yeah, so I don't know too much about how these parts work. Up to the God series, I do. I just haven't really been able to play around with them too much, test them or battle them, just because of how busy I am and just because of how I live. Since Beyblade makes a lot of noise, I don't want to bother my family with all the noise. So I can only really test them when I have free time and my family isn't home, so that they're not bothered by metal and plastic hitting each other and scraping all over the stadium. But yeah, so with that said though, like going back to the Metal Saga, so I started collecting those, buying them because I was so excited. Like I said, I kept watching the anime from Japan. The intro to that, to the Metal Saga for the first season is still one of the best songs I've ever heard. I still love it, especially the ending song. The ending song, oh, it's just so good. But yeah, and then we got Beyblade Burst, and I would just remember being so hyped up for it. Like I said earlier, the Metal Saga was from middle school to the middle of high school. Then there was a 3 year break. So right when I got out of high school, they announced Burst. So I was about 19 because I just turned 26. So I was 19 or 18 when they actually announced Beyblade Burst. So yeah, so that's what I said earlier. It's like the original is like middle school, kind of early high school, but then like like the last Beyblade is kind of like college in a way, because it kind of like grew up with some of the people that grew up with Beyblades. And I feel like Beyblade Burst did such a fantastic job in remembering the past, honoring the past. So we got um, those plastic gen remakes, we got those metal gen remakes, and then we had Beyblades like these two where it calls back to its own series as well. So Beyblade Burst is just a big accumulation of Beyblade in general. My favorite generation is definitely the Metal Saga just because it's just so much fun. Um, and I just really like their designs a lot as well. Hold on one second. Sorry, just had to do something real quick that I forgot about. But yeah, the Metal Saga, I just really love their designs. They feel the most like you look at the plastic gen, it's a Beyblade, right? But then you look at the metal gen, and then you're like, this is like how a Beyblade should be for sure. Like the creativity, the spikes, the customization, like all of it. But then you look at the Metal Saga, or sorry, the Burst Saga, and you're like, this is a Beyblade, kind of reminiscent of the other two, but very different, with its own thing. But then it's all like designed so well at the same time. Like, just look at these are so beautifully designed. But my issue with Burst is that even though their designs are so good, I feel like they're just too cluttered. And that was the thing with the original series, is that like the original series was pretty simple, basic. Um and then but there wasn't, they all kind of looked the same. There wasn't a lot of differences there. But then we get to the Metal Saga. You got the metal wheel, the fusion wheel, the energy ring, the face bolt, the spin track, performance step, and they were always usually pretty different. And it really gave a lot of uniqueness to the Beyblade in any way that you want. Um, and it just felt like this is true customization, it is true creativity, and it just works so well. And like the way that they would hit each other and rebound and stuff, it just worked. But then when you look at Burst, like, yes, you have these really cool things. Um, it all just kind of feels like pushed together in a way, as you can kind of see here. Again, the designs are fantastic. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying it just feels like the icon is just the layer, and everything else kind of feels like it's just random parts thrown around, like, so that's why I like the Metal Saga a lot more, is because like each part had its own uniqueness to it. Not that these don't. I mean, this has bearing in it, and then like these come out, like there is individuality. That's not what I'm saying. It's just it was a lot more uniform and less cluttered. Let's just say it like that when I look at the Metal Saga. So yeah, Plastic Gen, they all kind of look alike. Metal Saga, it's got personality, individuality. And then Burst, it just is cluttered, but really cool cluttered. Like really, really cool cluttered. So that's what I'm trying to say with this, basically. So that Burst, its designs are really cool, but it just feels like really all mushed together. I mean, the first 2-3 generations, I thought that their designs were really, really good. But then when we got up to, I would say, Cho-Z, yeah, probably around over here, Cho-Z, everything kind of just started to get very, very cluttered in a way. But it's okay, you know? But yeah, the first 3 series here, I feel like Burst did them so good. And I did like the bursting mechanism a lot. I just think it was a little bit too often, so it did get annoying. So I'm glad that the later generations, especially the Dynamite ones, and the Super King ones, they made it harder to burst. So I do like that. But my biggest complaint with that is that the burst bays miss a lot of the recoil. Like with the plastic gen, I don't know too much about them, but like they would always hit, they would spin, they would be good. And yes, they would explode if hit hard enough because of the way that like it all built together. But with the Metal Saga, the way that they moved around the stadium just felt so much more natural, so much better. And at the same time, like when they would hit, they would literally recoil and then come back, and it just felt like a more exciting battle. Whereas with Burst, they just feel a little bit stiff, in my opinion, compared to how they move, especially how they are. That's why I kind of like the first three generations a little bit more. They felt a little bit more with the movement of the Metal Saga, but still very more heavier or more rigid than the Metal Saga. It didn't feel like it would move around as freely as the Metal Saga. But again, not complaints. I'm just saying like some of the differences for me. But in terms of like how Burst ended up handling things, I personally wish the Metal Saga went on for 7 seasons. I don't mind that Burst went on because Burst is, like I said, fantastic. I just, how can I say this? Like, I like all of the creativity that they put with Burst. I will say that. Because while I did like the Metal Saga a lot, it did lack some creativity, and the only creativity that they had came in from the Metal Fury line and the Shogun Steel line. But with Beyblade Burst, every version is like a new mechanic. So I really, really like that for Burst. So Burst handled new mechanics fantastically. Like the customization for Burst is way more in depth than those for the Metal Saga. And again, like we went from this, a 3-piece bay, to a bay that has 5 pieces. And you can attach extra pieces if you want, depending on, like if it's, for example, Belial or something like that. And they started that basically with the God series. So that was pretty cool. And I don't know, I just really like how they handled customization. Customization was really well done. It is a little bit annoying though that like certain things kind of get left to the side. For example, like the God ships. I wish that they kept them even up to Burst. Like, why can't we put something here that is metal? The weights as well. Like, it would have been cool if we would still be able to put these, but have new things in it. I really wish that would kind of be the way that Burst would go, like incorporating the gimmicks of the customization from the previous ones with the next ones. So that is one thing I wish that Burst did a little bit better. The other one is making it look a little less cluttered, but it's fine. The third complaint that I have with Burst really is, again, there was no real recoil. They kind of just felt very kind of stiff. Again, I understand why there isn't a lot of recoil, because these are supposed to explode, so it makes sense, but still. And then really the fourth one is, I kind of don't really like how they handled things towards the end. I'm personally really excited for QuadStrike. I know a lot of people is not, especially because they're going to be butchering the bays in the anime itself, but at least we're getting a new Beyblade anime with QuadStrike. Whereas with Burst Ultimate, Takara Tomy decided not to do an anime for that. But with that said, so yeah, with QuadStrike, I am excited that we're at least getting Beyblades like this represented in a anime format, even though the bays are going to be butchered in that format. But what I'm trying to say is, I just feel like the Dynamite line, even though I love it so much, I feel like it was lacking a lot of charm and heart that the other lines had. In terms of like design and gimmicks, like really, I'm gonna be honest, like as much like Ultimate Valkyrie, as beautiful as it is, it sucks. There's only like one good part on it, and it's the ultimate one and the ultimate layer, and only when you're using it in very specific combinations. Um, so I wish that, and like Belial, I also don't really like Belial. Its design is really cool, but it just feels super cluttered. Like it's probably the most cluttered Beyblade that there is. It's only when you put all of the pieces together, all of the gears together. But yeah, it just felt like Dynamite was a little bit lifeless. It felt like there was so much little releases in there that it just kind of felt like, okay, where's the rest of it? Like, where's our Death Scyther? Where's our, I want to say Ragnarok, but I think we do have a Ragnarok. Um, where's our Behemoth or all of these other bays that haven't really been touched on? I just felt like at the same time too, like where's all of the new Beyblades? Like most of them were just like upgrades from previous ones. I wanted to see something new as well. And I guess that the other series kind of does that as well, but really like I can really only picture about 4 or 5 across Burst Ultimate and Dynamite that is unique. And honestly, like for me, the best one was Greatest Raphael. That Beyblade is amazing. So I just really feel like they needed to handle Burst Ultimate and Dynamite better, especially, and then this is my biggest complaint, especially how they handle Burst Dynamite. Like we don't have a Dynamite or Burst Ultimate Death Scyther, like really. So Death Scyther is stuck in the Super King system, and it's super rare to find it. And like we got one for Kirby's. I really want to get that, but like there's just so much stuff that is missing. I just feel like they focused on kind of just doing what ifs and not really focusing on giving us things that should have needed to be touched on. I mean, like we even got 2 Valkyries. It's fine. I don't mind that, but like honestly, just this one would have been fine, I think. So, and also 2 Spriggans. Like we had 3 Belials in the course of 1 year. So I don't know. I just feel like the priorities with with Dynamite and Burst Ultimate was not that good. And then the worst part about Burst Ultimate, specifically Burst Ultimate, and a little bit with Dynamite, is the constant reuse of discs. And this is where I kind of say like, yeah, it just feels like the focus is just on the layers across the Beyblade Burst series rather than the entire Beyblade as a whole. Because they kept reusing across Dynamite and Burst Ultimate, they just kept reusing drivers, and they really, 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 really kept reusing armors and discs. And I'm just like, okay, why is this all basically the same? Just a new layer, maybe a new disc, maybe a new driver, maybe a new armor, but basically the only real new thing is the layer. So at that point, it kind of just feels like random layer collections. And that's another thing I didn't really like with Burst. They did too many of those random boosters or random layers. And it just made things so much harder to collect. So yeah, I guess it would be about 6 things I didn't really like with Burst, but everything else though, I think Burst did fantastically. I'm definitely rambling a lot right now. I just wanted to get this out and express my thoughts and kind of just look back on it. So I am happy we have Burst, and I like a lot of the things that they did. Like I said, the anniversaries, the customizations, the creativity, the designs. Even though I also complain about the designs, it's fine to have 2 opinions on one thing. There's like just so much that they did right with Burst, but then there's so much that they also did wrong. Like I also mentioned like how the single layers had a little QR thing in here, and they did nothing with that. They kind of threw away the bay logger. I mean, they also threw away the bay pointer in the Metal Saga, but still, like there could have been just so much implementation, and it could have easily gone in a different direction that is very similar to the direction that he went with. But I guess he decided to just let go of things, and so again, there's good things, there's bad things. I just think that in general, towards the end of Burst, I would really start saying, since like in the middle of Super King, because I really like Super King, but still, honestly, I have to be honest, even though Super King was good, I feel like things really started to fall apart around the Gaichenko system, and then it kind of got a little bit better with Super King, but then it's just like Dynamite came, and as cool and as amazing as the modes are, it feels like it was heartless on their side of things in a way. That's all I'm saying. I've already explained why, so I'm not going to be going to repetitive mode with that. So yeah, they could have handled Dynamite and Burst Ultimate so much better, because the gimmick with it is fantastic. I love it, and their designs are as well. But this is it. I'm thankful for 7 years of Beyblade Burst. That's almost half my life in a way. Almost. Okay, it's probably like a fourth. But yeah, it's been a very fun, cool time with Beyblade Burst, and honestly, I haven't really played much with the Metal Saga since Beyblade Burst came out, because it's the most recent one. I keep them in my stadium. So Beyblade Burst definitely has a special place in my heart, for sure. Metal Saga is definitely the best Beyblade one though, but the Burst Saga it's just fantastic. So thank you, Takaratomi, for 7 years of Beyblade Burst, for giving us an extra year after I came back to collecting Beyblade after that 2-year break, so that way I could experience the hype with everybody. And now we got Generation 4, and I am so excited. Hopefully March 21st does tell us information about the new generation of Beyblade, and I am so excited for that. I can't wait to see what they're gonna do. But guys, this is my really long goodbye video to Beyblade Burst, and I could have done it a little bit better, but it is 3 a.m. and I have to be at work at 8, and I kind of did not really plan this. This was kind of just at the last minute thing. I was just gonna unbox these, talk a little bit, but not to the extent I did. So with all that said, guys, thank you for watching my videos. Thank you, Takaratomi, for Beyblade Burst and Beyblade as a whole. And yeah, just thank you guys so much. And in case we don't really get any new Beyblade stuff for a while, just keep collecting, keep battling, keep the Blader spirit alive. And with all that said, guys, 3, 2, 1, let her rip. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.